I'd like to thank y'all for coming back out. This is the HizandHerz podcast, Ep.3. I'm your host, DJ D Nice, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss Tay. And once again, people, we're coming to bring you politics, family values, economics, and relationship value. You know what I'm saying? If you're anywhere in your house, your car, the library, the school, anywhere, kick your feet up and come kick it with us, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'd like to thank all y'all for the support. And, you know, subscribe, like, and, you know, we're going to get into the show. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate all the love from everybody. So just keep supporting us. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go on this ride together. So let's get into it, man. You know how this thing go with the love. And my queen, we back at it again.
We are.
How's your week been going?
It's going good. How about you?
I can't complain. I'm blessed, and I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? And once again, people, you are in tune to the HizandHerz podcast, Ep.3. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook at HizandHerz Barnett, on Instagram at HizandHerz Podcast, and on YouTube at HizandHerz Podcast.
That's right.
It's been sort of a long day, you know what I'm saying? And football season is in full effect.
That's all he's waiting on, to go watch this game.
I've been watching them all day, so I'm kind of drained a little bit, but it ain't no thing. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into what we came here to do. So what we got first?
Alabama. I don't like going there, but Alabama. So, the state's highest court has topped the cultural taboo, legalizing a degree of incest between brothers and sisters and uncles and nieces. Gross. In a unanimous ruling, Judge Jane Hamilton of the Court of Appeals wrote such unions were lawful in Alabama until 1890. Many Alabama residents who kept their incest relationship a secret have came out and supported the new ruling. Over 5,000 marriage applications have been submitted. 99% are believed to be between siblings. Disgusting. This new ruling has come as a great victory to the KKK community, as it has been proven that the group most consists of incest relationships. We spoke to a romantically involved sibling couple who proclaimed, "God damn it, Trump sure is making America great again." I just think that is just so disgusting.
Let me read that last part again. The couple who proclaimed, "God damn it, Trump sure is making America great again."
Yeah, that's nasty. So, if you pull up this, I mean, it's just hard to talk. I mean, just imagine. That's like me marrying my brother. Ew. I mean, I love my brother, but I just cannot. I don't see it. But even uncles and nieces, I'm telling you, this is an Alabama down south type of thing. It's just nasty to me. And it's already been over 5,000 applications. So this means, I mean, a lot of people already been doing it. So now they're just given the opportunity to legalize it. I just think it's nasty.
Well, coming from the South.
Yeah, you're from Alabama.
This is Alabama. I was born in Selma, Alabama. Don't be going to try to look a brother up. You know what I'm talking about? But, man, to people like in the deep South, like Mississippi, Alabama, probably New Orleans, definitely Florida. This ain't nothing new. This has been going on a long time.
Nasty.
More than likely, at least 5 out of 10 black people either doing it themselves, know somebody that's going through it, or know somebody that went through it and then they came and told stories about it. You know what I'm saying? Like their cousins, and you know they might be visiting up top New York, you know, tri-state area or whatever from the South, and they hear the stories, blah blah blah. Hell, I had cousins and things like that that used to do things like that.
That's awesome.
You know, like you look, man. Don't y'all realize both of y'all cousins? But look, it's a kind of weird, sick thing when you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like up close and personal, because you can't take them from each other. They own each other, and everybody just walking around like anything going on, and you be sitting back like, man, pastor.
No.
Hey,
if you were to Google Alabama allowing marriage incest, it says like people also ask, like, you know, the most acts of Google. It says, can you marry your sister in Alabama? And the thing that pops up, it says, it's called idiotlaws.com, but it says, I guess it is legal to marry your sister in Alabama after all, and incestuous marriages are considered legitimate in Alabama. The issue of any incestuous marriage before the same is annulled shall not be deemed illegitimate. So basically, yeah, you can marry your sister in Alabama if that's your thing.
Well, your brother, your
niece,
your grandmother, your granddaughter, it don't matter.
Well, you know what? Alabama does it. Alaska does it. It says, which state can you marry your sister? So in Alabama, it says first cousin marriage allowed, yes. First cousin once removed marriage allowed, yes. Alaska. Even Arizona. I mean, I'm surprised by that. But in Arizona, it says only if both parties are 65 or older or one is infertile. So you can marry your cousins in Arizona as long as you're infertile.
As long as what?
You can't produce. You're fertile. You're not fertile.
Wow, because kids actually come out deformed.
Yeah, they do. This is nasty.
I mean,
in California, Colorado, Connecticut, D.C., District of Columbia, not Washington.
I love
Florida.
Alaska, Arizona,
yeah,
Arkansas,
Florida,
California, Colorado,
Georgia, Hawaii. I would have never honestly known that by not looking it up. I just think it's honestly nasty. And by this being North Carolina, it says yes, except in the rare case of double first cousins. North Carolina always gotta be backwards. But yeah, it's a lot of states. It's 43, believe it or not, that allows you to marry your cousins. Alabama pretty much is the only one that's saying yeah to sibling marriage. But all other ones are saying no, you can only marry your first cousins.
Wait a minute, first cousin's the closest. You mean
exactly.
Second, third,
it
fourth,
says
fifth.
It says first cousin allowed, yes. Sexual relations or cohabitation allowed, yes. First cousin marriages voided. Out-of-state marriages by state resident voided.
I'll just tell you what, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I used to see, or when they'll say to us when we were younger, you would see somebody dating each other. Like, man, y'all cousins, man, we third, fourth cousins. Our mother don't even know each other.
That's nasty.
I'm telling you, man.
No. My first cousin, well, she's not my first cousin. But my cousin is my best friend, so I'm just like, ugh.
The human anatomy is a strange thing. And affection and love, like, it has no barriers.
Love shouldn't see color, your orientation, religion, etc. It's whatever you're attracted to. But as far as like family, that's disgusting.
We talking about Alabama here.
Well, yeah, Alabama's nasty, but I just don't see that.
That's the same place was the governor, Roy Moore, wasn't it? And you know what I'm talking about. Roy Moore. Look him up. Roy Moore.
Roy Moore?
And, Ray Moore?
Ray or Moy?
Roy. I think Roy Moore.
Of Alabama?
Yep. And anyway.
What about him?
He's the governor at, I think, of Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And they kept re-electing him, even though, the high school girls and the women kept
saying that he was sexually molesting them. Yeah.
He
under Jeff Sessions, so they running the same little.
Boy, Jeff Sessions, boy, that's a funny
boat.
guy. Alabama, come on, baby. We in 2019. Get it together.
They're nasty.
It ain't gonna stop.
That situation, not just like the whole state of Alabama. I'm not saying that, so anybody from Alabama, please don't think that I'm saying about you. I'm just saying about this part, allowing to be able to have sex and marry your siblings. I think it's very disgusting.
Even on the low, like you do everything else, and stay out the news, mind your business, and handle your business. It's still wrong, but
yeah. But after 5,000 applications, just imagine how many children they already done have, and how many of them come out with genetic issues because they're siblings. Like, how would they say, you're really my dad and my uncle at the same time?
I done seen it, man.
You're my daddy and uncle. Like, Uncle Daddy. Uncle Claus. Uncle Daddy.
Me recognizing that at an early age, I had to turn some of my cousin girls away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember.
They're becoming, like, I got one cousin girl right now. Hey, look, I don't even want her to come around because, she won't stop.
Yeah, she'll try to fight me.
Wow. She probably would.
Yeah.
Get me away. But,
sure she would.
Moving on, man. Google agreed on Wednesday to pay a record $170 million fine and make changes to protect children's privacy on YouTube.
Thank God.
As regulators said, the video site had knowingly and illegally harvested personal information from children and used it to profit by targeting them with ads. Regulators said that YouTube, which is owned by Google, had illegally gathered children's data, including identification codes used to track web browsing over time without their parents' consent. The site also marketed itself to advertisers as a top destination for young children, even as it told some advertising firms that they did not have to comply with the children's privacy law because YouTube did not have viewers under 13. YouTube then made millions of dollars by using the information harvested from children to target them with ads, regulators said. To settle these charges, YouTube agreed to the $170 million penalty, with $136 million going to the Trade Commission and $34 million to New York State. It is the largest civil penalty ever obtained by the Commission in a children's privacy case, dwarfing the previous record fine of $5.7 million against the owner of the social video sharing app TikTok this year.
I never personally used TikTok because it was just like those other little children things like Musically and all that. So it was just too weird.
Hey, before you go, side note, on most of these apps, people that's of age, adults I'm speaking to, they got T right beside it.
Oh, yeah, it tells you.
Teens.
That's what it's made. Well, hey, that's just like Snapchat, but I like using it because I like putting filters and I like taking pictures of my babies, but I also like taking pictures of myself. So, but I don't use it for socialization.
They say teens.
Stay
out of there. Nah, I'm in there. Go ahead.
Exactly. But that is a large lawsuit, and a lot of kids now, like especially my kids, for example, they love being on YouTube. And I think it's so crazy how kids would sit on YouTube and watch other kids play with toys or build blocks or play video games. And I'm like, you're watching them do this. Why aren't you actually doing this in real life? Because he's doing it to look cool, or she's doing this and look what she built. And it's weird how children are watching other children interact and play, and they're pretty much, that's how they're getting their entertainment, and you just be looking like, that's just so weird. Like, when I go on YouTube, I look at tutorials, I look at decoration stuff, I look at personal, like, health things and different type of stuff like that. But as far as looking back at, like, how I'll be watching my kids play, I can see how they do target them, because once they're watching something, it'll stop it in the middle. It depends on how long the video is, and then an ad will pop up, and it'll be an ad telling them to go to this game and play this game or download this and you'll get this. And then next thing you know, your kids are on Google buying stuff and you get ding, ding, ding on your phone because your kid done racked up $20, $40 plus dollars. Your child has done that plenty of times to me and racked up plenty of things because he said YouTube told him to go to this game and download it because he'll get $100 for doing it. It's crazy.
Well, you know, by me sitting back and whatnot and thinking about it, when they used to have their phones or when they have them now, I'm monitoring them. Mm-hmm. So I don't let it get out of hand. I don't let it get outrageous. But I tell them straight up, man, you don't even need to be looking at this crap. Or, you know, if it's a harmless game, now, they ain't on the games that's doing the extraordinary, like, you know, like obscenity, you know what I'm saying, nudity, stuff like that. They don't get redirected into that. They get redirected to the stuff that'll make you go spend some money and drag you to the store.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They do it to us all the time. But you know, it's the cookies in the phone because, you know, how many times you had your phone or you've been talking around your phone like, man, I really want them shoes or I really like that car. And then the next damn day, you look at the phone like, damn, that's what the damn car I was talking about. Or, you know, or they go to the sandwich I wanted. Not the Burger King sandwich, people. Not that burger. I heard a lot of people
that burger.
ate that and they didn't like it. But
the fake burger. Yeah.
But you have to know that they'll target your kids just like they target you. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Fortnite, Roblox.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty, all that crap. You know, it's just a nuisance. And but that was a small fine to pay
compared to what they doing.
Yeah. You know, it ain't adding up, and you know, but that's like a slap on the wrist, you know, for invading your kids' privacy. You know what I'm saying? And got those ads running. They pop up all the time. Just like on Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
That was a good movie, by the way.
That movie, and it was so funny when the ads pop up. It'd be like little worm people coming in the car trying to give you a ride to take you to the app. It's basically take you to the site. If it pop up on your computer, you click it, it'll take you to the site. But
that's a good analogy. Yeah. Because that's exactly what it does. Those little worms that come and target you, be like, hey, it's like the pop-ups, the free ads. Right. Click me for a new game. Click me to go here. And then they start clicking them, thinking that they're going to go somewhere else. Yeah, it's a cute little movie. But that is just how it is now.
It was so funny.
My babies love that movie. It was a good movie.
That movie was so funny. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. But people, the moral of the story is
monitor your kids.
Watch your kids, because God knows, like, the wrong person get a hold to their phone, and what they got on the phone, you're gonna get in trouble, man.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get in trouble. I can't believe he have his kids doing this. I can't believe they have their kids doing that. What? Stay out of my business first and foremost. I got my kids. You watch your kids.
True.
But watch your kids, man, because I'm on my kids behind. And I know a lot of parents that's not, and I be around their kids, but that ain't my business. That's black folks' number one thing. They'll look. Sometimes that's the problem. It's a double-edged sword, you know what I'm saying? For us not opening our mouth and saying something when we need to say something. But it's certain stuff that you got to open your mouth and say something about. You know, like.
I'm going to interrupt you. Sorry. I was at Family Dollars, and I told my friend about this story. So I had the boys with me. Yeah. We were coming back from their eye appointment, And there was this older white lady, and she had, it looked like it could, maybe her grandson, that was with her. And he had his hands down playing on his phone, a game or whatever, the whole time, not listening to her. She kept saying, Nathaniel, get over here. Come pick out your dinner. And the way she was saying it, like, it was kind of funny. So I was laughing. I was like, not paying attention. So then the little boy kept walking, and he kept saying, you pick it out. I ain't picking out nothing. You do it yourself. And she's literally like holding on to a walker, like barely walking. And I'm looking at him, and I said, boy, I wish my kids would. I'm telling y'all, it'll be a problem in the store. So I'm looking at the boy kept going back, and she kept saying, I can't stand long. Come do it now. And the little boy wasn't going. So as I was walking to the next aisle, he was on the same aisle I was going to. His grandmother, hopefully that's who she was on the next aisle. And I looked at him, and I said, you better get your butt over there to that next aisle before I get you. And he kind of just stood there and looked at me. It was like, I know she ain't talking to me. I said, did you hear what I just said? I said, get over there and hear what you heard what your grandma just said. And he told me, yes, ma'am. And I made him go to the other aisle. But it's just the principle. I hate disrespect. And I hate children not listening to their elders when they tell them to do something. And the lady, you could tell she was like needing help. And he did not want to move to go over there to help her. He was stuck in Cyberland.
Was you? Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Was you on the phone?
Yes.
Was she older grandma or younger grandma?
No, she was pushing a walker. I say she's in her good 70s. And it's just the way he kept yelling and talking back at her. I said she should have took that walker and bust his butt. Because the way his mouth was, I said something to him.
They don't have no problems locking up old ladies now. They'll do it.
No, they don't. But it's just the principle. His mouth. I said, you better get your butt over there. And he looked at me like, yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah, and Derek and Jada was like, they know better. They better get over there. I don't fight. I just think that's crazy. How that little boy was acting. Them phones will get you hooked.
And also, it'll get them took. Because I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it up. They ain't going to play with it. They're going to be looking crazy. Because you ain't getting it.
And then they'll come to me, Mommy, can I have my phone, please? And all they got to do is give me those pretty little eyes. And I say yes.
Because if I really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty, I'll block everything on it. I'll put that, with the app lock on there. How it used to be, they used to have to come to me for everything.
Oh, yeah, to unlock it. Mommy, what's the code to this? I was like, I don't know. They was like, I know what your favorite codes are. I was like,
they think they sleep now. They think they know the code, but I can go to drawing the zigzag on them if I wanted to.
They would come and they'll always ask. No, the best thing to do as far as like a form of punishment, change the Wi-Fi code. My son freaks out when he can get on the internet.
Wi-Fi.
I mean, he freaks out. Mommy, the internet's not working. I can't get on the. I'm like, he freaks out. It's so hilarious.
I got a Wi-Fi for you.
Whatever. All right, moving on. Ohio. All right. An Ohio woman accused of killing and burying her newborn daughter allegedly texted her mother after the crime and said her belly was bad and that she can now wear something cute, according to the testimony in court on Wednesday. Brooke Skylar Richardson, now 20, is charged with aggravated murder, involuntary manslaughter, gross abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and child endangerment. She has pled not guilty. Her trial began this week. The case began to unfold in July 2017 when a doctor told police that Richardson may have been delivered a stillborn baby. Police searched the family's property where they said they found the remains of a newborn girl in Richardson's backyard, then arrested the teen on multiple charges. Prosecutors alleged that Richardson did not want to be an 18-year-old single mom with college only a few months away. In the months after learning of her pregnancy, Richardson didn't return for an ultrasound, blood work, or any other treatment while ignoring calls from the doctor and assistants, prosecutors have said. But Richardson's defense attorney argued that the baby was stillborn and didn't meet the legal criteria to be considered a child. Lies. Lies. All lies. Stuff like this is so heartbreaking for me. I really hate these. And the reason being is because I'm pro-life 1,000%. And I agree to abortion and women's rights when it comes down to things such as you know that your child is going to be born with a defect that's only going to allow the baby to be born, to live only, let's say, for a span of a day or two. And or if you know that the baby's going to have nothing but severe pain for the remainder of their life, why would you want to continue with that type of birth? I agree with abortions when it comes down to things such as molestation, rapes, and things of that nature. But to be pregnant, knowing you have a baby growing inside of you, a life, and you just decide to kill it anyways, and why wouldn't you just take the route of either giving the baby up for adoption and or safe sex? Or if you wanted to go that route, why wouldn't you just do an abortion or give the baby to a family member or something such as that, but not have the baby and kill the baby and then bury it in the backyard and then plead not guilty just because you don't want to be a single teenage mom? How many mothers are out there that are single moms that are doing it, going to college, graduated from college, became something, or just life? It's crazy to me. And for her mom to allow this to happen and not step up and do something about it, I just think the mom should be held accountable as well, and any other family that knew about this situation should also be held accountable.
Well, from my perspective, just by listening and reading the story, first thing come to my mind, who the boyfriend is. 9 times out of 10, it's a black boy. Because if this was Tyler, Joseph, Justin, anybody like that, because they're not going to tell you the whole story. Because even through all that, it's kind of hard to lose the baby. They said it was stillborn, but according to them, the baby was a full baby.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So either, when you lose something like that, either you've been in an abusive relationship, the guy beats the baby out of, or because when you sit and use common sense, like, if you lost the baby just like that, go to the hospital. You ain't gonna get in trouble, but would it make you lose the baby, bleed? I'm trying to walk through her mind. Pick it up, go bury it in the backyard. Is it a thing of disbelief? Like, I can't believe this just happened, I lost my baby?
Well, no, because in the thing, she knew, and in the months after learning of her pregnancy, she didn't return for any ultrasound, blood work, or any other kind of treatment. She ignored the calls from her doctors and from other assistants. And then also in the news, it said that she tried to cremate the baby. And it's an important testimony because prosecutors and defense attorneys disputed whether the baby's body had been burned. In a police report presented in court, a homicide detective wrote that Richardson allegedly used a lighter to set her baby's foot on fire. The flames got to the baby's chest before Richardson put them out. By the time the baby's skeletal remains were found, it was inconclusive whether her body had been burned or not because she's already been decomposed and she's just skeleton. So you wouldn't be able to tell if it was burnt or not because it's sitting once it started decomposing and everything like that, all the evidence and everything of what had actually happened to the baby is pretty much gone.
This case this happened in 2017, just to give you some perspective and things like that. And it's been 2 years. What's taking so long?
Right.
Because this is a closed shut case. But you want to know what? I bet you we're gonna do a follow up on this story, and I bet you she get off. She probably had to do a little time or something like that, and pretty much get away with murder.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my God,
you know
that
how
poor
it go,
baby.
man. It's the old brown paper bag test. If you're darker than this paper bag, get your behind out. If you lighter than this paper bag, come on, we got you, my friend. But man, that's the way this thing go out here, man. These girls get, but no, that remind me of the special we seen with Dave Chappelle when he say, you know,
What?
the abortion is, or taking the life of a baby, or keeping the, whether to decide to keep the baby or not is totally up to the woman.
Right.
And so, and then, but to bring it around in the God's perspective, he said, so if it's a choice for you to kill or keep the baby, it should be a choice for us not to pay and do what we want. You see the special Dave Chappelle. He brought it away to like that because
I 100% agree on that, and the only reason why I agree on that, because women should have rights no matter what. It's their body, their choice, and what they want to do with it. But when it comes down to creating and making a child, both of y'all lay down, had this kid unprotected, and you knew the risk of having unprotected sex. It could be STD, AIDS, HIV, etc., and pregnancy. So you know the risk of having unprotected sex and what can happen. And by creating life and knowing this is happening, both of y'all have a conversation. You say, hey, I'm not ready to be a dad. And she says, well, hey, I'm not ready to be a mom. If that's a choice that y'all made to go about it, then that's your choice. Right. That should be between you two. And if she still decides to have a child after you say no, you're relinquishing your rights and say, hey, I don't want any part of this. This is not what I want to do. Blah, blah, blah. And she decides to carry with the child anyways, that's something that she's agreeing to create as her own responsibility. Now, if you decide after the baby is born, okay, you want to be a part of the baby's life, okay, then yeah, of course you're going to have to pay and help. But if you decide that you don't want to be, I think at that point in time, you should automatically relinquish any type of parental rights. So you won't have any financial obligations. You won't have anything to do with that child, and it'll be hers. Like, if, let's say, me and you, boyfriend and girlfriend, or just buddies, and I end up having a child, you tell me you don't want to be a father, and I want to have that child anyways, you're going to sign over all your rights. So anything that me and this child goes through and what we do, we're going to do it together, and you can go about your way. Now, I know that a lot of people may or may not agree with me, but I just feel if that person doesn't want something, you're forcing them to do something that they don't want to do, and you know the type of troubles you're going to end up having. You can't force somebody to be there that don't want to be there.
But you know, that's probably how the God probably feeling right then. You know, as time go on, he gonna want to come. That's just natural. If you a real person, man, I gotta go see my baby, man. I don't care what his papers say. I felt this way at first, but now I don't feel this way. But
I feel like once life is brought into this world, you're gonna have some type of feeling. You just can't let that go. Like, you feel it, and you're gonna be around your child. A lot of people with, I'm not gonna say a lot because it's not a lot. Okay, so what I'm gonna say, a lot of men and women. Let me see. I'm trying to word this the right way. People with heart and real compassion will be there.
Yeah, at the end of the day, but you know, I mean, that's a deep rabbit hole to
it
get
is.
into.
So we're not going to get into it, but let's just say I just kind of agree with the Dave Chappelle special because I think, you know,
if y'all haven't seen it, go watch it.
Please do.
It's very enlightening and funny.
It's interesting. It is funny. He touches on a lot.
But you know, I'm just saying, before we move on, if that was a black girl, you know what time it is. Like, we the only people that get penalized for hurting our own people when the other people hurt their own people, you know. But moving on, man, we got to move on. Moving on.
Yeah.
American Airlines. According to reports, an American airline mechanic recently made an appearance in federal court after he allegedly sabotaged the navigation system for a flight that had 150 aboard. This took place before the flight was scheduled to take off. Abdul Majid Maruf Ahmed Alani was charged with willfully damaging, destroying, or disabling an aircraft. Alani told investigators that he had no intentions on harming the plane or the passengers on board, and that he tampered with the plane solely to cause a cancellation or a flight delay so he can get more overtime. So you got Abdul Majid Maruf Ahmed Alani tampering with the plane navigation system. It's something that they ain't telling us, because how you even gonna get close to something like that to mess with the navigation system or something like that? Something got to be going on, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm a person on that flight and I find out about this later, I'm terrified. I'm like, yo, I ain't flying American Airlines no more. You know what I'm saying? This comes out after we didn't already, you know what I'm saying, flew with you several times before, and y'all got Mr. Alani over here trying to sabotage the flight and bring us down mid-air. It's getting close to 9/11, so I'm going to put that past, but to get overtime, come on, man. You can just ask for a loan. You in America. You'll get it before we will.
Yeah, he said that he confessed that he was set over a contract dispute between the union and American Airlines. He told investigators he'd been motivated by the potential for overtime pay and that he needed the pay, and that's as to why he did it. But he's still claiming that he wasn't trying to hurt nobody. He was just wanting more money. But yeah,
You want more money? Start demanding. How you want more money, man?
I mean, he might not make any good money.
He's trying to mess with the navigation system. What he trying to send it to? The mountains?
It didn't say this machinery monitor the plane, speed, pitch,
No,
and
I was
other
being
critical
sarcastic.
flight data. Well, I know that.
But come on, man. American Airlines.
That was funny.
Or to use some brothers, man. You know, look at Soul Plane. Man, we'll hook that thing up. You know what I'm saying? You can enjoy your flight, play you some basketball, eat you some chicken. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable in the air. You know what I'm saying? Listening to you some Dr. Dre on it. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the car.
Smoking.
Or some Lil Nas X. They'll be definitely playing that.
Had Gay Man running the plane.
Oh, yeah.
Gay Man, he was doing some Gay Man.
What did he say? What did he say to make them all run to the front?
I forgot.
Calling all games, calling all whatever he did.
He said, calling all gay men, please go to the front or something. Calling gay men, please to the front or something. I can't remember, but it was, and all the cameras to the front. It was funny.
Yeah, that was too funny. But yeah, you don't have to worry about Mr. Abdul. You know what I'm talking about? You can worry about, you know what I'm saying, Tyrone. If anything, he ain't worried about no overtime. You know what I'm talking about?
He's facing up to 20 years for doing what he did. So, anyways.
I'm just trying to fly free. If I work for an airline, you know what I'm saying, they got to be in the benefits. I work for theme parks. They give you tickets for free. At least
you do get discounts on flights for being a worker for the airline.
That ain't nothing. I'm talking about every quarter. I want at least one free flight, a round trip. That's every 3 months. Once a quarter, give me a ticket.
Where you going to fly to?
Ticket, and you can add them up. So 4 quarters, I got 4 tickets. So next year, I'm going to use all them things to go fly where I want to fly free of the airlines. And it's still valid even if you ain't or is working with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. You know what I'm talking about? Let me fly to the Zamoon. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I want to go to Wakanda. Wakanda forever. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, look. She probably the only person on the planet that haven't seen Black Panther.
Okay, yes, confessions. I've never seen the movie.
Wow.
I haven't.
So she don't even know what Cardi mean when she say, Wakanda forever. Spit like a Tommy gun.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Sorry, guys. I only like horror, demonic movies. I don't know why. I just love horror movies, and that's it. I like comedy, and that, but action heroes and stuff like that, I just can't get into it. I lose interest really quick.
Wakanda forever.
Sorry.
All right, nevertheless.
Lyft. All right, so 14 women, each listed anonymously, all claimed they were assaulted while using the app between January 2018 and June 2019. The suit alleges that Lyft failed to adequately address these incidents, adding that the app is negligent in background checks and fails to inform victims of the status of the accused drivers or to provide adequate in-app safety measures. Moreover, the suit accuses Lyft of curtailing law enforcement's investigations into reported assaults and actively choosing to hide and conceal a sexual misconduct crisis the company has allegedly been aware of since at least 2015. The 40-page lawsuit was filed in San Francisco Superior Courts and details assaults that span the country from California to North Carolina. The assaults include various instances in which women who have been drinking sought a safe ride home from Lyft, only to face sexual violence at the hands of their drivers, a pattern CNN previously identified as a reoccurring problem. One such driver reportedly used his victim's phone to give himself a $25 tip after insulting her, while another forced a blind rider into her own home where he raped her after dropping her off. Many of the accusers say Lyft was largely unresponsive to their initial complaints and reports of all of these incidents and failed to inform them if the accused drivers were still on the road. Oh my God, that's just so horrible.
That's crazy.
See, when we were out of town, like I do girls trips once a year with all my ladies and my cousins and my friends. So when we went to Vegas, we had to use Lyft. Thankfully, they're like New York. It's a city that never sleeps. So literally on every corner, it's a person there. But it was a group of us. So the good thing was if something was to happen or pop off, we always had our phone with us. We always were talking. We made sure we were going to the right destination. And I always sit up front because I have no problem putting my hands on somebody if I have to, as far as like for district, like if somebody's trying to assault me or something like that, because I just feel like I'm a little bit more protective and a little bit more aggressive than the girls that I ride with, because they know that once I get to that level, it takes a lot to get me down. So with that being said, I always ride shotgun and I always make sure we good. And it's sad that these women are trusting these agencies to help, to make sure that they get a safe ride home so that they're not getting on the roads, getting DUIs and hitting and killing people because of their negligence. But now they're taking these lifts and unfortunately they're alone and these people are perverted and doing things to them. It should be a thorough background check, just like if you were to like have your daycares and services like that, they should be checked. And you should be aware of what type of, when you get the notification of who your driver is and what kind of vehicle they're coming in, you should have like a side note. This driver has this type of background, so you know what type of person you're getting and you're going to be around for that period of time.
Wow. You trying to tell me the dude gave himself a $25 tip after assaulting a girl?
Crazy. Sick.
Man. You ain't seen The Equalizer 2?
No.
At the beginning of that, it's with Denzel Washington. At the beginning of that movie, a situation like, because he a Lyft driver.
Oh, I did watch it.
Movie, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you see what he did to the boys
Yes.
in the beginning? Right, okay, yeah.
The group of boys that messed with that girl, and they were at the hotel or whatever, and he went in there, and he messed them all up.
And then made them get him
a tip.
Tip on the card.
No. Left him a good rating.
Right.
And gave him a tip. But no, I think they should have some type of knowing what type of person, like a short summary of the person. Hi, you're gonna be riding a car with John Doe. John Doe is 25 from.
No, Live. I think it's a private company, right? Just like the NFL. So they're not governed by the same rules and laws as like Coca-Cola, Windscreen, Verizon. It's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's people using their cars, but it just goes back to having common sense and, you know what I'm saying, not getting caught up in the cyber world. They still got taxis. They still got that. That's the most safest thing. Because, you know, if somebody do something in, you know, in the company cab, they ain't getting paid, going to jail. They already got all the information.
Somebody else's personal vehicle.
So you get into some.
And so you just have to know what the risks are. But if I know that I'm drunk and I need to ride home, I'm going to try to reach out to a family member or a friend. If I can't find any of them, you know what they now do? Call the police. You can tell them that you're drunk and you're trying to get home and you don't want to drive your own vehicle. You know that they will come pick you up and take you home.
But you know what's funny? Shout out to Dick Gregory. Rest in peace, Dick Gregory. I heard him say this. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Not the day, the Eves. They're the only 2 times of the year where you can get drunk as you want, plaster, and they got to take you home for free. It don't matter. On those 2 days, you can smoke crack in the middle of the road, fall out drunk, go back in the club, have some fun, and still get a ride home for free. Those 2 days. So, I mean, me personally, my daughter gonna know better than that. You know, she gonna have a car. You know, Live. I'm gonna say, what you taking to Live for? Oh, I don't really want to burn gas. Use the food. Get in your car. You know what I'm saying? Because half of the time, it be those witty people, or you know, half of the time, see, you don't get the whole story with girls, and you never do, or with women. Sorry, ladies. I want to do this to you, my queens. All my queens out there. All my queens, I love you. But some of these girls, you might, who, Gerald? You know, he's my regular Lyft driver, girl. He ain't gonna do that. Flirting with the man, he done came pick you up 7, 8 times. He know where you stay at. Oh, yeah, this is my regular Lyft driver. If he ain't in the area, but guess what that leads to? About the 15th time. He already know you're going out of town. He already know what bank you bank at. You know what I'm saying? He done eased his way into the house. You got a babysitter that weekend. I'll tell you what guys do now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch your favorite movie with you. Whatever you like, I like. Because I done found that out about you. All the rides. You're talking.
Yeah.
So, it ain't easy for a guy to prey on a woman. That's why I always talk to my wife about. I give her a lot of game on how dudes think, how they move, and I give it to her raw. So in case we move on from each other, and you 9 times out of 10, she gonna have the kids with her majority of the time. You don't need to get played by another dummy or a guy run a game on you and seeing that you're vulnerable. So just take what you learn from our relationship or our marriage and apply it to your new relationship, your new guy, so you won't be looking dummy out here in these streets and getting taken advantage of by Lyft, Uber, Kels, Epstein, Weinstein, You know what I'm saying? Or your local neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about? Food bagger, grocery store bagger, / Lyft driver, / producer, / rap artist. You know, they all in one nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to prey on a woman, man. A lot of women been in, you know what I'm saying, damaged relationships, abusive relationships. And, you know, they need a friendly ear to hear all the trials and tribulations. And then next thing you know, we on the floor. And then I got to go back to my little job. But when you at work tomorrow, I'm all in your house. You don't even know it. And then when you get timid and all of that, I'm just going to take advantage of you and assault you and act like I ain't did it. That's what men do. Not all men, but men that know they can manipulate women because it's all over your face. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't wish bad for those 20 women? 40 women?
14.
14. You know what I'm saying? And this is also in North Carolina, too.
From California to North Carolina.
So, be careful, ladies, man. Whatever happened to Mace? What is that?
Yep.
Baseball
the
bat,
best
knife,
thing to carry with you
blade
is on Amazon or eBay, you can buy the 2-for-1. It comes with mace and pepper spray. And the top part, when you push it, is the mace. The bottom part, if you push it, is pepper spray.
Really?
And it's only $4.99 on eBay. And it's like $7.99 on Amazon.
All right, people. It's about that time. You know, we getting close to the end of the show. Of course, it's Sundays. You know, that's the only time we have to do this. And the kids got to go to school tomorrow, so we going to go ahead and get into it. You know, our marriage tips and the questions. And hopefully we can be helpful to you guys and, you know, help you out in your relationships as well.
Yes.
We're not saying we're perfect.
At all.
And we don't pretend to be. Trust me.
Nope.
Matter of fact, I think she even got mad at me earlier.
Yep.
I had to come mooch up and kiss her about 100 times. Apologize about 5 times. But
9 times. But who's counting?
Our first question. Well, the first question is, question number 1. Should I stay married for my children?
No.
So blunt.
No, I'm just being honest. And the reason why I say that is because why be with someone if you no longer are, if y'all are falling apart? And understandable, you have children, but why be miserable? Why put your children through that as well? Because they're going to see the hostility. They're going to see the arguments. They're going to see that y'all are no longer caring. They're gonna be like, well, mommy and daddy, what's wrong? Why are y'all always arguing? Why are y'all this or why are y'all that? It's gonna cause more turmoil and issues within your household if you're trying to stay just for your children versus doing what's best to keep a healthy and active environment for your children.
Well, I would say I like this better. Okay, I can do this. I would say it depends on how old the kids are. If they up in age 14, 15, 16, they ain't paying attention to you anyway. They probably come, y'all need to stop fighting here all the time. You know we can hear you. It's crap like that. But if you can work it out, man, work it out for the kids, man. You want to remain as strong and together as possible as a family. Because you build your family, I build my family, he build his family, they build their family. That's a foundation, right? I just gave you. Now we meet 4 other families. They got their family together. They're strong. Man following God, the woman following man, and the children follow the man and the woman. Now you can stack on that and build. Now you got families to go hang with. You know, your kids play with their kids. You can trust them because they got the same family values that you got. once again, I always like to take out my scale at 1 to 10 for the children. But just like my wife said, if it's just going downhill and you know it, and you know that you ain't gonna do right, and you know that she ain't gonna do right, just talk, communicate. I promise. Even if you think the person not gonna they're gonna react a certain way, just say it, man.
Yes.
Just get off your chest. Say what you mean. Say how you feel, and
Holding
that
it
should
in,
lead the way for you.
it's not good. Get it out.
All right.
Should I share my sexual history with my spouse? Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
So convincing.
Whatever. I think absolutely, because you just, like they said, there was this thing I read. It was like a few months ago, but everybody you have slept with, not meaning just you, but like us in general, you've slept with.
Right.
And that's the truth. Whatever person you done lay with and their sexual demons are on you. Irregardless of who you're now with and how long you've been with that person, you still been with that person. It's not like you can't go in there and wash that person off. You laid up with that person for many months, many times, many weeks, years, days, months, whatever, etc. It's still there.
Now, we just want to clarify now. When they say, should I share my sexual history with my spouse? Not details. Like, I slept with this many people around this time. You know, I was with her. But some of you, her, him, them. You know what I'm saying? So it's imperative. And then, because when we first got together, even though I said all that, we had to go take STD tests.
Absolutely.
We had to make sure each other was clean.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't give her name. She wouldn't give me name.
Absolutely.
I done been to the clinic plenty time for a checkup, see other guys, you know what I'm saying? Burnt from the nightclub. Oh man, I met this nice pretty girl, man. You know what I'm saying? I just had to do it. I had unprotected sex. Now I'm here. Yeah, boy, you got to stay out of that thing. You know what I'm saying? Share your history. Not detail. Oh, well, I was doing it like this when I was with Shorty.
No,
girl.
I don't want to know all the details, but I just want to know, like, is it 10 or more? Just give me a good number. Don't come lie to me and say, oh, you know me when I've been with
I came in with 60 on my belt, minus 55.
Now he know.
60 minus 55, 5, baby.
He lying.
5 on my belt. Hey, I told the truth.
You're lying.
I was honest. I'm
You have more than
a
5.
one girl guy.
You
if
are.
I'm with a girl, I'm with that girl. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with my shorty a long time. I don't want to just move from girl to girl. But you know, at a young age, all the girls weren't thinking like that. So the girls that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, and it end up like that, and I end up getting burnt. You really understanding how life goes.
Burnt like what?
Yeah, pause.
Okay, yeah, let's clarify that.
Like dead dirty. No, I ain't never had none of that. I had enough sense. I mess with the nice sedity girls. You know, on the verge of being hood but good. Them girls. I don't mess with the girls that walking outside with no shoes on their feet.
Okay,
Dirty foot.
whatever.
Okay.
Them dirty foots. Yeah, you did.
But
and your past?
share your history. Your sexual history. All right. Last question of the night. Question number 3. How do I deal with a controlling husband or wife?
I want you to go first.
Why?
Go ahead.
You insinuating that? The only way you deal with that is through time and patience. Now, there's levels to controlling. Now, I ain't talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, controlling what you eat, controlling what time you go to bed, you ain't no kid, or controlling you just tell you going to be in the house, or blase.
They're getting the house by the street lights.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what time it is.
Especially you don't want no controlling woman in the bedroom.
Oh God, that's
just
boring.
like on
that's like Oh, that movie where she was like, to the
Strictly
left,
business.
to the right, to the right, don't move.
Strictly
Yeah.
business.
That's
But,
boring.
yeah. You don't want that. But
That's like military sex.
like, see, you gotta understand, we met each other like in our 20s, early 20s, like
20.
21.
20.
So
20.
I come from a background where I seen a lot of abuse and stuff like that. So at the beginning, like, it wasn't none of that until about the 4th or 5th year, when you know, like, your love has risen and your heart has grown fond of that person. You might want to kill that person. Where you going? Going out the door like that. It used to be vice versa for a while. Like, no, I own this person, or no, I own this person. But eventually, it evens itself out because that's just the love clawing at you. You know what I'm saying? The feelings like, oh man, this person got me feeling some type of way, and I don't, I ain't used to feeling like this, so somebody might get jacked up. But not to the point where somebody locking you in the house. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere. He taking the car keys from you and he abuse you. Not that deal.
I say how to deal with a controlling husband or wife. If it's a controlling husband, as far as I have to see what type of control you mean. As far as like, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't go here, you can't go to, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. That's like borderline abuse. Well, that is abuse. That's like verbal abuse and mental abuse. He's trying to control you, your being, who you are, and how you can and cannot be. You don't need to be with somebody like that. Right. That's too controlling. That's gonna get to the point to where he's gonna start trying to put his hands on you, and then you're gonna have to go to jail because you're gonna have to murder him. But anyway, that type of control, that's you. There's not a way of dealing with something like that. That means you need to get out. That's not normal. That is abuse. As far as like what you were talking about, don't you be wearing that, looking like this and doing that. You can't do this, you could do that. That's more on, that's not too much like on the form of controlling. Right. That's just like you a representation of me when you going out the house, chilling with your girls or not. You ain't about to have that skirt fingertip too short. No, because like, you giving men the option to say, hey, look at me, I'm single. Dress like you supposed to dress. Look how you supposed to look as a married woman.
We just watched She's Gotta Have It. Spike Lee, the Netflix episode, and we just watched the episode. She kept dealing like with 3 men.
In the same black dress.
A black dress that was like $500.
And that dress was dope, but when she wore that dress, it was the way that she was wearing it and the way she was carrying herself. Like Coco Chanel said, don't wear your dress, let the dress wear you.
She kept getting in trouble. She kept getting in trouble. Everywhere she went with her guys, other guys went out. And that dress got in trouble. Yes, Lord, there is a Sunday.
Yeah, that dress. But all in all, there's not an honest way to deal with a trolling husband or wife when it comes to that type of form. That's a form of abuse, and that's your first sign of understanding, okay, well, I'm going to need to get out. Either we get help if you think you want to be with this person, which I would say no. I would say it's a form of control and you should just get out.
Well, there you go, people. I hope we answered your questions. But it's about that time for us. And it's about that time to go get these turds. That's what I call them, turds. Well, now they jits. They moved up. But
they're my babies.
I hope we was helpful to y'all. And we thank y'all for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at HizandHerz Barnett, on Instagram at HizandHerz Podcast, and on YouTube at HizandHerz Podcast. And if you want to email us stories, questions, or anything like that, it's HizandHerz Podcast at gmail.com. And with that being said, peace. We love you, people. And
bye.
Have a good one. Love you.
Night.
Peace.